Welcome to the Scene Snob interviews with your host, Mick Manhattan. Please like and subscribe to our channel and follow us at the Scene Snob.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Scene Snob interviews. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, actor-producer Patrick Harney, who is currently looking for funding through IndieGoGo for his new project, Locker 42. I've had the chance to check out some of his other work, and it's very awesome. And I am very excited for Locker 42, which is described as a crime thriller about bodies found in a storage locker that resembles an unsolved case from 1994. I love that. That's like right up my alley. Patrick, welcome to the show. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, definitely. And can you tell us a little bit more about Locker 42? Like you said, it's a crime drama. It sounds very cool, very cold case type.
Yeah, man. It's so basically part of the story takes place in the present day, and then part of it takes place back in the 90s. Yeah, it's about this case that went unsolved back in the 90s, and that MO or whatever just kind of disappeared. And when the same exact, basically a replica of that case back in the 90s happens in the same exact storage unit, a veteran state detective who's kind of been through the ringer gets brought in to help, solve the case. And my character, I play a rookie cop who, my father is the chief of police that's working on this case, and he kind of assigns me to be basically his liaison. I mean, he, in order to keep tabs on me, but also allow me to learn from a veteran, and the detective wants nothing to do with me. He just wants to work alone, and so he gives me a hard time every chance he gets. But yeah, I mean, it's got some great action. It's got some really thrilling moments, and then and we also have some great talent attached so far. I mean, we're not done getting our cast, but we have Larry Hankin, who he was in Breaking Bad, Escape from Alcatraz, Home Alone, many other projects. And then also we have Richard Karn as well. He'll be in the film. He played Al on Home Improvement. He was on Family Feud for years. So yeah, and then we also have some really good Michigan talent as well that I'm really excited to see take over those roles and do some great things with it. And yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, like you said, right now is we're trying to raise our budget, with the goal of the IndieGoGo campaign is to allow people who don't feel like they can give $100,000 or $500,000. It allows them a chance to be able to still get involved and be a part of something that not many people can say that they'll be a part of or have been a part of in their lifetime. And that's that's kind of the goal with the IndieGoGo campaign. And also it allows some of our family and friends who've supported us over the years to also get involved as well. But I mean, we have tons and tons of perks that are really cool. You can visit the set for a day. You can get an autographed copy of the script. You can get an autographed copy of the final poster, get the DVD early. I mean, all these things. And what's nice about these perks is the higher up you go, the more perks you get also included in your package. You get a lot of the lower tier perks in your package as well. So
Yes. Sorry, I kept you going there, but it is awesome. I was looking at it, and great trailer by you. And now you are producing this, and who's directing is
so Jeff Kapp is directing. Yep. Jeff Kapp with Vigil Entertainment. And then also Shane Shansky is also producing. Gillen Williams from across the pond over in London, he's also a producer. And then we also have my cousin Axel Harney, who he and his production company are coming on board as well. So he's producing, and he's also acting in it. So he's going to be playing the lead detective. So that'll be cool to be able to work with family a little bit too. I've grown up watching some of his stuff, and I've always wanted to be in a film with him. And so when Jeff, I've been involved kind of since the inception of the project when it was originally going to be a series of 3 short films. And so we shot the first short film, and I was telling Jeff, I said, dude, this is too good to to be this is too good of a story to be short films and just run through the festival circuit and that's it. We gotta expand it. He's like, oh yeah, maybe. And then he did some really, really cool things creatively in terms of, coming up with different ways that it maybe could be a feature. And so then we got another writer involved, Nolan Bryant, and so they co-wrote the project together. And and then we got Axel involved, and away we go.
That's fantastic, and I love how well it seems to be coming together. You guys are really putting your heart and souls into it, and it sounds like a great project. It really does. I'm super excited to see where what you guys do with it. And you're filming all completely in Michigan, right?
Maybe we're kind of toying with the idea of. I know we looked at maybe Canada. We're going to look to see. Kind of weigh the cost it would take to film there, but then also the incentives that they, the tax incentives that they have. And we may look at a couple other states, but primarily, yes, it'll be in Michigan just because we love filming here. And there's some great landscapes. I mean, you can get pretty much every landscape that you need. You can get the big city feel with Detroit. You can get a small town feel with like the middle of the state. Well, few places in the state, but you can get like an ocean, seaside feel with the lake or with the side of Lake Michigan, because Lake Michigan's so massive. And then you can get out in the woods in the middle of the nowhere up north. So personally, I wish more studios and stuff would film here, because I mean, it's perfect for what you could really any location you could go for. So.
Yeah, Michigan is beautiful, and it is nice that you can look to Canada, because you guys are only about maybe like 30 miles south, correct?
Yeah, I mean, if you go to Detroit, I mean, you just hop the pond, so to speak, and you're in Windsor. So yeah, I mean, it's really not that far. The biggest thing is, if there will be any travel restrictions going across the border, and I mean, we're looking to film maybe next spring, so hopefully things will have died down by then. But yeah, we'll see. Uncharted territory, man.
I saw the trailer for another movie that had come out this year that looks really awesome, and I can't wait to check it out. It's called Scapegoat, which is kind of the greatest game,
most dangerous game
type game. Yeah, sorry. Dangerous game type of aspect to it. And that just came out earlier this year?
So actually, no. So it will be coming out. We had some delays with post-production, but luckily the distribution company has it now. So now we're kind of coming up with a game plan as to when to release it. That was actually where I met Jeff and Shane. I was just an actor on that project. And yeah, that's a really, really cool project. I'm hoping we can get that out pretty soon here. We actually had a private screening of it a while ago. That, I mean, we sold out of the first show in like 17 hours or something like that. And then we sold out of the second show within the next couple days after that. We had to add another show and then sold out of that. We had like a specialty cocktail for it. It was really cool.
That's an awesome experience. And so how long have you been doing acting?
Well, I started, let's see, I'm 24 now. I started when I was 13 in musical theater. I started in 8th grade when a friend of mine had said, hey, you should go out for the school musical. And I was like, I don't really want to do that. I'm the sports guy. It just doesn't really, that was my naive, shallow self. I was like, no, I'm the sports guy. I don't sing and dance. And then I tried it. I auditioned for it. Just kind of a joke. I mean, I auditioned with Santa Claus Is Coming to Town. I mean, I really could have cared less about the audition. And then, yeah, they offered me a lead role in the film, in the show. And, yeah, from that point on, it just kind of bit me, and I was like, wow, this is a lot cooler than I thought it was. And this is a lot more fun. And so, yeah, I did the musical every single year through school. And then I did a local community theater show freshman year of college, and then I started getting into films. So
that's awesome. How was that transition from going to like musical theater, especially, into films and acting in those? Is there any one that you prefer, or would you go you know, I mean, you can still, of course, always do both, but, you know, getting into films now, like, it's kind of a different beast, if you will.
Yeah, I enjoy film more. The transition to me was easier to get over to film because I always struggled with when I was doing musical theater. I always struggled with like being big enough, not like physically, but you know, in theater. I mean, if you're whispering something, you know, to a character, if your character's whispering to another character, you have to be like yelling it, but make it seem like you would, you know what I mean? So everything is big, everything is over exaggerated. And I always felt more comfortable and I was much better at the subtle things. And film catches that a lot better.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know, they're very different in the sense of there's nothing like a live audience's energy, you know, that you just feeding off of that. There's nothing like that, but there's also, what I don't get with film is that terrible, like on the verge of throwing up, just awful feeling before I go on stage. I don't get that with film. Whereas every single show, I mean, the day of the show, I can't eat anything. Like I have to like separate myself like 5 to 10 minutes before we go on stage because like I can't talk to anybody, and everybody probably thinks like, oh, what a diva. But like, no, I'm just trying not to throw up in somebody's face. So yeah, dude, it's much different, but I'm sure I'll go back to stage at some point. But right now, my focus is on film.
Nice. Okay. Is there any part that you played in theater that you would love to see transition that you could do in film?
Yeah, I would love to play. I think the show that I did my freshman year of college at the local community theater show. It was called Dogfight. They made a movie of it back in like the '90s. River Phoenix played Eddie Birdlace. That was the character I played. I would love to do that in film, and then also Kiss Me Kate. I did that my senior year of high school, and that was a really, really fun show. So that would be a fun, because I basically played two characters in one. I mean, it's like a show about people putting on a show. You know, it's about people putting on the Taming of the Shrew. And so, that character was really fun to play.
Oh, absolutely. I love that show. So that's very cool that you said that. Now, so when you're so you're a singer, obviously, if you're doing musical theater.
Mm-hmm.
So have you done anything else with singing outside of acting? Do you have a band or anything like that?
No, I don't have a band. There is a film that will be coming out. I don't know if it's going to be coming out this year anymore because of everything getting delayed. But there's a film that I've got a small part in that where I'm like the lead singer in a hippie garage band, so I got to sing in that. But other than that, though, no, I don't have a band or anything. I don't know how much I can say about it, but there is a band that they're doing like this deluxe version of their album, and they're kind of doing some of their songs like reimagined. And I'm featured on one of their songs. But I don't know how much I could say about it, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So.
Well, I can't wait to hear, and please let us know when it does come out.
For sure.
So, is there any genre that you're working on, and that you worked on, that you tend to gravitate to more?
Well, I do have a tendency or gravitate toward playing like a cop or a soldier a lot. So I have two cousins in that are actors. One of them, his name's Michael John Harney, or Michael J. Harney. He's been in the business for years. He was Sam Healey in Orange Is the New Black. He was, in A Star Is Born, Deadwood, everything. So, but he's played a lot of cops over the years. And I remember telling myself, like, well, I want to be able to do multiple different things. I want to be able to play a bunch of different characters. But I keep gravitating toward cops. I guess my family's we have a lot of military history in my family, and so like I would love to play like a World War II soldier, or I mean really any soldier, but World War II era, that's my favorite like war to study, and I just think it's so interesting, and yeah, so that's kind of what I gravitate toward.
Nice, that's awesome. So is it? I want to have kind of a fun, throw a fun one at you. Past, present, or future, any role, you know, that you would like love to take, you know, so like it can have been done before, you know, just that you'd want to put your own twist
on. That's a really good question. I've never been asked that question before. Well, okay, I would love to play. You remember in Saving Private Ryan? Oh man, what was his name? He was from Brooklyn. Edward Burns played him.
Yeah, I can't remember his character's name, but yeah, I do remember.
Yeah, I would have loved to have played that character.
It's a great character.
I always seem to play kind of the sarcastic, you know, kind of a jerk type character, you know, like you can't help but like him, but there's a part of you that doesn't want to like him. I always play those kind of characters. Or also I'd love to be in one of the Marvel films. I don't know. I couldn't say that I'd want to play like any of the main characters because they've got it set. Like I wouldn't even want to touch that. But something in a Marvel movie, I would love to play character in those.
That's definitely awesome. So I love the attraction to almost like action too. Like, so it's not just a war genre or police, but like it's very action based. Who are some of your influences in the film, you know, in film acting that you know, kind of you look to when you're getting prepped?
Well, I've got kind of a few. I love watching, like, I'm a big Matthew McConaughey fan. I like a lot of his work. I like Denzel, and it was funny because I was just watching a Denzel movie. It was The Equalizer, and I don't know if you know, or if you've noticed, but it seems as though Hollywood's most definitely caught on because he has like the coolest walk in Hollywood, and every single movie he's in, he has like multiple scenes where he's just walking, and it's like the coolest thing you'll ever see. So I like those two guys. I also like, there's an actor, Travis Fimmel. He played Ragnar Lothbrok in Vikings. Yeah, I love his facial work, like his facial expressions. He doesn't have to say a lot, but he can show everything just with his looks. So that I really like. And then also, I mean, you know, you look at some of the, I guess some of the cliche actors, but like I love like Jack Nicholson. I love watching a lot of Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Old Mel Gibson, you know. I mean, those guys, they have a certain charm to them that like they're mischievous, but they have a charm that you can't help but like them. You know what I mean? And yeah, so those are probably my biggest influences.
Oh, that's awesome. I love those answers because as they can all be very stoic actors, or you know, they can break out and you can have a lot of fun with all those guys too in their movies. So it's a fantastic answer.
Well, and there was actually also sorry to add one more. I'm just like adding. Listen,
please.
But Jerry Lewis.
Nice.
I've grown up. I'm a huge Jerry Lewis fan. Not only because of his comedy, but also because of his drama work. I mean, he was able to do anything. He wrote, directed, acted, edited, you know, I mean, he did everything. So he was what kind of influences any comedy work that I do. So
you ever, so I have to ask because I don't hear Jerry Lewis often. I want to get your opinion on it, but do you think his movie that he locked away will ever come out?
Nope.
No, you don't think that they'll ever?
Nope, because and I remember reading an interview or seeing an interview with him, and he had said, he goes, there's no mystery behind it. He said it just wasn't good. He goes, there's no, like it's not a hidden gem that I'm just keeping away. He goes, it just wasn't good. It wasn't good enough to put out, in my opinion. And he said, so if people were to watch it, they would be incredibly disappointed because it's not a good movie. They would turn it off. And so that's why I don't show it, and that's why I won't ever allow it to show. So
it's incredible for any filmmaker to be able to say that too. There's not,
especially about their own work.
yeah, there's not many who would, like, who can look at it with that eye and say, yeah, it's just not a good piece of work.
Yeah.
So that is, it's always not refreshing, but it is nice to hear because it means that you're actually not picking yourself apart, but you understand your work and what works and what doesn't.
Yeah. I actually got to meet him also.
Oh, really?
So my dad introduced me to his work back when I was in middle school. And I mean, I'd watch all of the Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis Colgate comedy hours. I watched all of the Dean and Jerry films, watched all the Jerry films. And I've even got like kind of a collection of Jerry stuff because I remember my dad had found the address to his office in Vegas. And so, at that time I was really big into drawing, and I was in maybe 7th grade, and I drew a picture of him and Dean together, just like sketched it. And it's funny because I remember I scanned it and photocopied it and sent him the photocopy because I was worried that the original, like it would never get there or would get thrown away. And so I was worried that I'd lose the original one. So I didn't even give him the original one, but I wrote him a letter, and he wrote me back. And it was all on typewriter and everything. And he sent this like autographed, like trading card of him. It was back in 2007. Because I remember he dated the card. It was 2007. And so then later that year, my parents surprised me. He was in Wabash, Indiana for a show. My parents surprised me to go see him. And at the end of the show, he always does a Q&A, and he put up a microphone on each side of the stage, and he put a spotlight on this one, and then it would turn off and put a spotlight on this one, go back and forth. So I went up there, and I got to speak with him. And it was funny because I didn't even know. I thought we were just meeting my aunt and uncle for dinner. I didn't know we were going to a show, so I didn't dress up. So I was just wearing like a T-shirt and like some like khaki shorts or something. And so he gave me crap saying, oh, well, thanks for showing, thanks for dressing up for me. I appreciate it. And then I got him back because I went to the other microphone because it was empty, and it popped back up, and he's like, oh, geez, you got like, what the heck are you doing? And he kind of turned it into a little bit, but yeah, it was great. It was great to talk with him. It was cool.
That's fantastic. And you meet your hero, and then they on a setting like that too. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So for you, when you're going into a film, and like let's talk about some of the ones that you've done so far. When you're going into it, how do you prepare for the role? I think that's the most important thing, like for actors, especially in filmmaking today. How do you walk in and like all these different characters? What do you pull out to get ready for those?
Well, I mean, I don't want to sound too like, I just like, I write a whole journal and like blah, blah, blah. Like for some people that works, but for me, I have to know what the character looks like to start. That's my first thing. I got to know what the character looks like. In terms of how he dresses, hairstyle, facial hair, like literally all of that. Just physically the look. So that's where I start. And then from that, I can kind of draw that kind of, whether the character's got a little bit of a swagger to him or whether he's more clunky, more awkward. And then really, I mean, it's all in the script. I mean, if the script is good and it's, and I can pull from that, then, I mean, my scripts always have just notes and notes and notes all over them. And yeah, I mean, I'm also not one of those guys that like stays in character the whole time, like once they yell cut, I'm back to myself, and I'd like to be friendly with everybody and try and talk with everybody. But when it's action, it's dialed in, and there's always, I mean, there's in every character, at least that I've played so far, and I'm not saying I'm like, you know, a pro by any means, because I have a long way to go and there's a lot more I want to do, but you know, I'm just kind of building things now, but with every character there's always kind of pulling a piece of myself, or I'm putting a piece of myself into it, so there is always an element of myself in it. It's just maybe not an element of myself that most people get to see all the time. So
okay. Now, with getting into producing now, you produced some shorts before, and Knocker 42 is your first feature, correct?
Yep. Yep.
How is that? How is that getting into that aspect of with the producing and the pre-prep, the pre-pro and the planning and such?
Well, it's definitely a massive learning experience. A lot of it I've kind of done just flying off the seat of my pants, and I just don't, you know, I obviously I pull from people that I know who have done it before, and I'm always asking questions. I'm one of those guys. I'm very much a student, all, you know, through and through. I always want to know how to be able to do everything, not because like, oh, I want to be able to do everything, but because, you know, I want to be able to help in any way that I can, and I want to be conscious of the, you know, each person. And so so when it comes to producing, there's a lot to it. There's a lot that goes into pre-production that I am learning, that most people don't realize, and I never realized. I mean, all the legal stuff, all of the, you know, especially if you want to be SAG, you know, if you want it to be a SAG film, there's a bunch of paperwork for that. And now with COVID, there's going to be all these COVID protocols and safety protocols and all that stuff. So that's going to be a lot. But it's, you know, it's a fine line, because you don't want to jump the gun on anything and then shoot yourself in the foot. You know, you want to kind of keep everything close to your chest if you can, and when the moment's right, that's when you release things, or that's when you mention things. And there are a few things I've learned the hard way through different conversations, and you know, but luckily I've been able to, you know, I'm not alone in it, you know, I'm not the only one who's doing all of it, and so so it's nice to kind of lean on the other producers and just get try to get everything done in a timely manner.
Yeah, and that's fantastic that you're learning that, especially at this time. You said, like, with COVID, and a lot of regulations will be changing and such, so at least you're getting in on sort of the ground floor of doing it and picking that up.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, because the way they make films from now on, I imagine, will be completely different than how they were making them before, and which kind of sucks, you know, because everybody's got to be so like hyper conscious, and but at the same time, I mean, it's a good thing, I think, overall. It's more paperwork.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You know what I mean?
Now, with getting into producing more and having acted, do you see yourself maybe one day getting more into a directing role or any other areas?
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. I think I do want to direct at some point, but I'm far from being ready to do that. There's still a lot more that I want to know and want to learn, and I just want to get to a better place in my acting career in general, before I even touch trying to direct. You know, I think, but yeah, I definitely do want to direct at some point. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I look forward to, you know, more from you, from acting, and see what you do with directing in the future. And I'm very much looking forward to Lock 42. Like I said, the crime drama thrillers that's more my speed. I really love those types of movies. So.
Nice, man. Yeah. It's a great genre. There's a lot of great crime thrillers that have been starting to come out and being made now. So, you know, so this is a good time to get involved in it, and this is a good time to make one, you know.
Absolutely. And so I like to end things on a more of a fun note. I want to know your top 5 remote dropper movies. If it's on TV and you're sitting there, you got to drop the remote and stop wherever it is and watch it.
Okay. Well, are these only movies that tend to be on TV, or are they any movie in general?
Any movie in general, but if you see it on TV, that's like one of those ones you just got to drop the remote and watch it right there.
Interstellar.
Nice.
That's my favorite movie of all time. I'm a big Chris Nolan fan. Saving Private Ryan. It's one of those that no matter what, and it always tends to be at the same exact spot every time it's on. Like every time I'm watching TV and I see it's on there and I click it, it's always at the same exact spot. But yeah, so Saving Private Ryan. Also, this is cheating, but any of the Ocean's movies, any of the Ocean, like 11, 12, or 13.
I get that.
So I'll put that at number 3. Number 4, I would say American Sniper.
Nice.
That's a great film. And then number 5, Wedding Crashers.
Great movie.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, Wedding Crashers. But I will say my favorite comedy is Tropic Thunder. That's my
solid.
favorite.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
So with that, I do want to say, like, thank you for coming on the show. Everybody go check out the links in the descriptions for this video on the podcast if you're listening, and go and be a part of the chance to help out and not work on, but be a part of a new movie coming out, with Locker 42, and give what you can. I think that's always important, supporting the arts, if you will. Independent filmmaking is always a very passionate subject for me. So yeah, all our links are there. Check out Patrick's other work. I also linked his IMDb page, and you can check him out on Twitter and his official Facebook. So go check out the links there as well. Thank you so much, Patrick. I really appreciate this. I had such a fun time talking with you.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much for having me. It was a great time.
Yeah, and anything else you have coming out, please send it our way. We want to promote for you, and you're always welcome on any of the shows anytime.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Until next time, I am the Scene Snob. This is the Scene Snob Interviews, and you can check us out on thescenesnobs.com, where we have multiple shows on our channel, 4 shows live a week. So go check them out, and we will talk to you guys soon. Thank you.